welcome to the top of the morning show. It is your girl TT from the D. Good morning, everybody. I hope that you rested well. I hope that you are ready for an amazing day. I know I am. It's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. And I just have to say, I can't wait to do my piece on pressure. It can be looked at as a good thing when they're like, keep applying pressure. Yeah. Or it can be looked at as like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. This is too much. I guess to each his own. But this morning, we're going to talk about something I think that you might find interesting. I'm hoping you'll find interesting. Kindred spirits. Have you ever heard that term? Kindred spirits. You might wonder to yourself, what are kindred spirits? Well, they are like-minded people whom have an unexplainable connection of love and admiration towards a person or people. The connection is undeniable, it's strong, it often defies verbal connection. It's like you can finish a person's statement or sentence or thought because you're so aligned, you're so in tune, right? Especially when people share common interests. You know, they see the value in some of the same things, some of the same morals. You know, it's a spiritual connection if we could really sum it up and put it into layman terms. I believe a kindred spirit might be a friend to you. I know that I feel that one of my kindred spirits is one of my friends I've had for over 20 years, and her name is Mel. There is a undeniable bond that we share, and it's crazy. She's like a sister to me that wasn't on my bloodline. She's like a family member that wasn't on my bloodline. Well, not the bloodline that I have inherited from my mother and my father in the world, but definitely from the bloodline of the one who shedded blood for us on Calvary. But it also could be a stranger that you met or someone that you encounter and you meet and you feel like a magnetic kismic connection. It definitely could be that way. But again, to each his own and however you see it, right? Now, I will say this. I'm going to share a few signs of what a kindred spirit might look like, okay? Or resemble, all right? One, you feel at peace around them. You feel totally comfortable around them and with them. You trust them more than you trust one of the people that's the closest to you in some cases because their spirit is so familiar. Like my husband, Swifty, I believe my husband is a kindred spirit to me. It's like familiar. I encountered him several different times before we actually met in passing. And I felt like, dang, I know him. And it was always crazy because I'm like, I know I don't know that man. But it was like I knew him. And I definitely always have felt comfortable around him. So comfortable that I would kick it with him like he was one of my homegirls, telling them stuff that he'd be looking like, what? And some of my homegirls be like, I can't believe you said that to him. I'm like, yeah, totally comfortable. Like a sigh of relief, right? I know. And again, I have to say it, to each his own. Okay. Another one is you have an unusual amount in common, right? You and your kindred spirit likely act alike. Y'all might dress alike, don't even realize it. You might like some of the same things, visiting some of the same places, eating some of the same type of foods. Just it can blow your mind. It's almost like you might think like, do you got the single black or single white female syndrome if you are a woman, right? I know it sounds funny, but in real life you might think like, okay, that's crazy, but it really, really can happen. I promise you it really can happen. Another one, you learn about yourself through them. Kindred spirits often teach us about life through them and they bring you to a certain place where you gain knowledge and wisdom. They remind you of who you are, your own frequency that you put out into this world. Because a lot of the times we lose our energy, right? By interacting with other people, they drain your energy. But your kindred spirit will always remind you of who you is. You better stand 10 toes down, plant your feet, and be who you supposed to be. Because you are who you are. They remind you, yeah. Because sometimes we lose track. We lose track of who we are from time to time. Life be getting us. And sometimes we lose track. But they will always remind you. They will hold up a mirror by being the reflection that you need from time to time. And some of the times they will be your biggest cheerleader and give you some of the deepest, dopest, profound support that you think to yourself, how did they know I needed that right now? Well, they just do. Another one is you tend to see things the same way. I kind of alluded to that earlier a few minutes ago. But when you're in touch with this person, you'll find that you resonate with what they are talking about. And it's like they don't even gotta finish saying what they saying. You like, exactly. And they're like, you don't even know what I'm saying. And you finish it and they're like, yeah, exactly. And it's like, but we take it for granted sometimes and we don't realize that's what they're doing, right? For example, your kindred spirit might share a deep connection about something that's unforgettable to you, or vice versa. Okay. Another one is you can sometimes tell what they're thinking or what they're feeling by looking at them, being in their presence, or you might feel like your spirit might be like, call them. You might have this strong desire, unction to call them or pop up on them, right? And they'll be like, dang, I was just thinking about you. Of course you were, because you're so similar. You have so much in common. It blows even your mind. It might even make you think that you are telepathic because you think like, oh my God, how did I know that? Because you're a kindred spirit. And then another one is you feel like you might know them right away. And that kind of goes back to what I said when I met Swift. It's like I felt like I knew him in passing. It's like in the energy we exchange in passing, crossing each other's paths. He's walking past me or I'm walking past him, entering a space. And it's like, dang, I feel like I know him. And I promise you that was a story we shared and we laugh about it till this day. Okay. It's just a beautiful feeling that you get when you are in their presence. I think we can say, it's safe to say that you've heard this cliche saying, opposites attract. And a lot of times they do. But try living with a spirit that you feel a kindredness with. Living with them is like living with yourself because you're so much alike. Yet there are going to be traits and things that's going to make you different because why? We're all different. Now, I will tell you this, feeling like my husband is my kindred spirit, and you might feel like that if you're with somebody or whatever. You might think like, is it possible to be in love or fall in love with them because they're so much alike? Yeah, it's very possible because there's so much ease between the two, a level of comfortability that surpasses even your own understanding, right? Like I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? And my husband's the opposite. He's optimistic, but I'm the conspiracy theorist. And we balance each other. It's like a beautiful balance. Whether or not you end up falling in love with a kindred spirit once you've found that person or they found you is totally in the cards, right? It's totally in the cards. What I will tell you is who you see, what you see is normally exactly what you get and what you seek a lot of the times. I just had to bring that up because kindred spirits are just amazing. And like I said before, they could be a good friend, a relative, somebody you just met. And you like, I don't know what's this connection. And yes, sir, yes, ma'am, it can be platonic. Kindred spirits can be the opposites. It don't have to be the opposite all the time in the gender, but a lot of the times they are. They are. Well, that's all I have for you guys on this beautiful morning. I hope that you will take life like a grain of salt and just enjoy it. You know, you can add a little bit of salt to something and make it taste amazing. You could put a whole lot of salt and be like, what in a lifetime special is happening here? So take your life like a grain of salt and be amazing because you are simply amazing. I don't know if anybody told you that lately, but you are. If nobody else tells you that today or tomorrow, if they didn't tell you that yesterday or before, let the record show on this morning that TT from the D said, I'm amazing. And I want to also tell you another little something that you might not know or you might not believe. You're destined to do great things. The world is not even ready for the greatness that you have to offer. And truth be told, you might not be either. But I think it's time that you get ready. Until the next time we leave footprints across the sun. It's your girl TT from the D, and I'll see you soon.